Welcome to Real Talk with Tamara. On today's show, I will be speaking with Don Morris. Don called in from Muncie, Indiana, to speak about his daughter, Ashley Morris. Ashley went missing back in, how long has she been missing, Don?
September of 2013.
Since September of 2013 under suspicious circumstances. Now, Don was on my show once before. He was on my show last year, and he called in to speak about his daughter, Ashley, and how she went missing under suspicious circumstances. It is believed that her ex-boyfriend had something to do with her disappearance. Ashley's family spoke about when they were on the last year, how Ashley mysteriously went missing after Ashley threatened to expose that she had her daughter Abigail by her then boyfriend. And it was kind of like a twist once Ashley's father started talking, because there were other young ladies who had come in contact with this man that was either went missing or was found dead. But thanks for being on the show again, Don.
Thank you for having me.
So since the show, has there been any updates?
Well, the updates we have here in Muncie is, like I said, we've lost the father to my granddaughter now, and we've also lost one of the sheriffs that, I believe that may have had something to do with it, that was related to this man, to keep it covered up so long. And also his wife may be involved too as well, and maybe a couple of his old sibling kids, because his siblings is the ones that moved my daughter's furniture out of his house, that she mysteriously come up missing, and they mysteriously come up with my granddaughter. So I think that his wife may be involved as well, because she's hiding out from us now with my granddaughter, and he had passed away since then, so we don't see any reason for her, to hide from us and, not let us see her grandbaby at this point.
Okay, since the last show, he has passed away. This man has passed away. Your daughter's ex-boyfriend. When did he pass away?
He passed away, it was September the 15th of 2015.
Okay, so he just passed away.
And this was before I went to court on November the 10th is when they set up a judgment court date for us. And I don't even think that the judge knew a kid was involved with this case.
Wow, he didn't know that a kid was involved? He didn't know that Abigail, your granddaughter, was involved?
I don't think so. To my knowledge, I don't think she knew that Abigail was involved in this whatsoever until, when you brought it up in court, to get, because like I say, Ashley had got divorced from this other fella, and the baby wasn't even brought up in that divorce.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what's going on here. It just seems like they're, it's a foul play, because, I don't know, with the kid being involved and Ashley not being in there to get the divorce, how it was even finalized.
Right.
So I don't know. It's just like, it's just corrupt, through the court systems, how this has all evolved to be at this point, to be this bad.
Okay, for those people who may not remember the show, I kind of want to go back and just touch on Ashley for just a little bit before we get into everything that has happened and all the corruption and all of that, okay, that we've since found out. Now, Ashley was your oldest daughter.
My only daughter, you're right. I got two boys as well.
Okay.
She was my oldest. She was my oldest kid. is my first, and her birthday will be March the 1st, and she'll be 30 years old. Me and the wife will be married 30 years on March the 17th. So it's kind of rough time of the year for us right now, so close to her birthday. Like I say, we will be having a justice walk for Ashley on March the 1st at 1 o'clock downtown Muncie. And there's 2 other girls that we're having a justice walk for too. And one of them's name's Brianna. She was found, the girl was found mutilated. And Heather Music was another girl. She was found put up in a hotel room. And neither one of these cases have been, nobody's been charged in these 2 cases as well, still yet today. Heather died in 2010 and still nobody's been charged.
But they were all affiliated, but they were all last seen with this man and affiliated with this same man that Ashley was affiliated with. Am I right?
Yes, that's from what we hear, and we do know Heather was for sure because he rented the hotel room for Heather.
Okay, so Heather was found burned in a hotel room. Now that particular hotel room was set on fire. Am I right?
Exactly right. Exactly right.
And he had been there with her, but he wasn't set on. He was not harmed at all.
Right, right. And how they didn't give him any charges, I don't know. But there again, like I said, his relations was, sheriff in Delaware County. And all these cases did happen in Delaware County. But since then, the sheriff has deceased, and maybe we can get some answers now.
Okay, now I want to get into that too. Now Ashley's case, it seems like to me it would have been because according to you all, Ashley's missing persons case was never even investigated. You all could not even get coverage there. Am I right? Minimal coverage.
Well, we've never got much help in solving this case from the start. Everything we did was to us before they would follow up on it. We would be the first ones to do the searches, and we called in Homeland Security for searches for the dogs. And the main sergeant, he says, "Well, why'd you do that for, Don?" I said, "Because everything I told you to do, you've never done prior to this search now. Now that you know I got home security, Homeland Security on this, that you want to show up there and act like you are doing something." So it's been a kind of like a cover-up ordeal from the start to me, in my mind.
Mm-hmm. And who asked you why did you do that? The sheriff?
Excuse me?
Who asked you why did you get Homeland Security?
Well, we had a psychic tell us that she's visualizing Ashley's body in this patch of woods and stuff, so we went to it, and that's why we had the search done.
Mm-hmm. Now, earlier we kind of, off air, you and I sort of talked about this man having a heart attack. I don't know if the stress of what he did or didn't do, and with you all being so vigilant and talking about your daughter and getting it out there, and even because like we played in Tennessee, with more people finding out about what had happened to Ashley, do you think the stress of what was about to happen got to what? As a matter of fact, how did he die?
Well, I believe it was from a heart attack in Florida. But prior to that, he said he had been a resident of Florida for 6 months, but I believe he passed away before he was actually there the 6 months. And he ran to Florida, trying to get away from us, I think, because he knew he had done something corrupt. And, if he could get residency in Florida, he wouldn't have to deal with us because they wouldn't send him back. So, but I don't think he made his time as residency down there, but what he had done to do that, he sent his daughter down there after they had moved all the stuff out of my daughter's house. He sent his daughter and her boyfriend down there to live, and I think that's the house that he claimed residency, but we know for a fact that it was here after that, because people had seen him, and the police had seen him, and so we don't think that he had residency down there. He might have been scared at sport that they were going to figure that out, and it might have got to it. You might be right.
Oh, wow. So, since Ashley has gone missing, now let's just kind of go back a little bit. Why do you feel, I know I kind of talked a lot in the beginning, but tell me, why do you think, and tell my audience again, why do you think that Ashley is missing?
Why do I think she's missing?
Uh-huh.
I think she's missing because this guy's wife didn't have no more babies, is what I've heard through another girl, and she was wanting a baby. And Dan made that happen for her to have another baby. And I think that's what started this whole thing. Now, when she met this guy, she had transmission problems, and she had a prescription of Vicodin, and she traded her pills to get transmission work done on her car originally. And she was in a fight with her husband, and they was in the process of getting a divorce when this had happened. So she didn't have nobody to rely on, and this guy took advantage of the situation of my daughter being broke down, no ride, 2 kids. So he went ahead and provided her with a place to stay and fixed her van. And I guess from what I hear, he was taking her prescription drugs to pay back the debt she was in. And I guess they ended up getting involved in one another. Then, before you know it, 3 months after the grandbaby's born, she comes up disappeared, and there's 2 different stories on how they ended up with Abigail.
Oh, wow. So before we get into the story about how they ended up with Abigail, let me ask you this. Do you feel that he targeted your daughter because he had gotten away with possibly gotten away with so many girls missing before Ashley? Do you think that your daughter was targeted just to give birth to Abigail, and then they knew she would come up missing if she didn't give Abigail to them?
Right, and also, I don't know if he's involved in some sex trafficking and stuff like that, so we don't know if Ashley could be caught up in, a sexual trafficking thing that she's been held against her will at this point, or if she's deceased. So we don't know because we have no body. But the Delaware County Police down here, police officer Kurt Walltower, has told me twice that my daughter is OD and she's dead. Okay, now if my daughter is OD and she's dead, and you know this, where's her body?
So the Delaware County Sheriff's Office told you that your daughter was dead?
Yes, twice. Kurt Walltower, the same guy. And he's the detective on this case. And I don't think he's done a thorough job from the start, because I think there's a lot of cover-up going on between the police department and this case.
Well, why do you think that there's a cover-up, and who would be in favor of covering up for him?
Well, his cousin was the sheriff in Delaware County. So it'd probably be pretty easy to do.
Okay.
His cousin has passed away since. He is no longer our town sheriff. Ray Dudley is our sheriff, and I believe he will do the right thing, and he will slowly weed out these bad guys that we got on the force here. And I think once he will eventually be a better place, but we still need answers for what's already happened.
Okay, so have you all been able to get, because we know that your daughter Ashley is missing, and she's been missing for a couple years. Have you been able to get like a well-being check? Because now with him being passed away, his wife now has your granddaughter. Am I right?
Hiding with your granddaughter. She has her, and she won't let nobody know where she's at, so they can't even send her subpoena papers.
Wow. So you don't know if the wife is still in Muncie or in Florida?
Well, I checked Muncie, and from what we hear, through different people on Facebook, and what we hear, she's on her way to North Carolina to live. But to verify that, no, I couldn't exactly say. But I do know she's got a daughter in Florida. She's got a daughter in North Carolina, and she's got properties all over Muncie here. So I see her just running around, back and forth, but, just trying to keep a little profile.
Oh, wow. And we don't even, like I said, we don't even know, because so much death has happened around these people, and people have come up missing, because we don't know if his wife is even involved in anything. So that puts, Abigail could be in danger.
Well, that's what kills me, because how does a lady take a baby that her husband made with somebody else and try to keep it from the grandparents on the other side when that baby has no blood to her whatsoever?
Mm-hmm.
How could she do that? I mean, they keep thinking about, what if this was, turned around the other way? What if we was doing that to her? So I think there is some evil behind this lady, because, I couldn't live with myself, not letting a family of somebody's daughter that's already missing. And, that's the last thing that my daughter put on earth was Abigail. And yet for her to hide and do all this other stuff, it makes me think she is deeply involved.
Oh, wow. Okay, Don, I'm going to stop you right there, because we need to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Hi, my name is Tamara, host of Real Talk with Tamara, owner of Tamara's Productions Network. I'm proud to say that my network is expanding. We're producing reality shows, TV shows, and just like I produce my own TV talk show, Real Talk with Tamara, and record it, I'm also doing the same with other TV talk shows. So if you have a TV idea, if you have an idea and you want it on TV, give me a call. We have a gang of producers over here that would love to help you to get your message out. If you're looking for a studio to record your shows in, look no further. We have a big new studio that we would love to have you at. If you have a business and you would like to advertise on Real Talk with Tamara or on Tamara's Productions Network, give me a call. If you need a commercial, don't worry about that. I have a team of experts that can produce you a professional commercial for your business. As I said, be on the lookout for Tamara's Productions Network. We're on the rise. If you have a loved one or a friend that was the victim of an unsolved homicide and the case has gone cold, or if you know of a missing persons case where the person has gone missing under suspicious circumstances and you would like to appear on Real Talk with Tamara with hopes of someone seeing the show that can solve the case, please give me a call. Since I've started doing these shows, I've received many calls with many clues. Please contact me at 901-801-2120 or email me at tamarathompson33@yahoo.com. Let us put your loved one's case back out there. Welcome back to Real Talk with Tamara. On today's show, I've been speaking with Don Morris. Don called in from Muncie, Indiana, to speak about his daughter, Ashley Morris. Ashley went missing back in 2011, Don?
2013, September.
September of 2013, Ashley went missing, and she went missing under suspicious circumstances. Her father is on the phone, and he talked about earlier how Ashley's boyfriend, her boyfriend at the time, is believed, although there is no proof, to know more about her disappearance. Her boyfriend at the time and his wife. Now Ashley's daughter, who when Ashley went missing without a trace, her boyfriend and his wife then started raising Ashley's small daughter, and Don and his wife have no contact, and they're trying to find out what has happened to Ashley's daughter because that's their granddaughter. Now, Don, you said that we spoke off of camera. You said that his lawyer, he had a high-priced attorney at the time, and
Right.
since he's passed away, he's passed him on to someone else, so you all can't get information of their whereabouts from him.
Right. Like I say, he since dropped the first lawyer he started with. So, like I say, I think he was trying to gain time to the court system at that time.
Uh-huh.
So, it's just awful suspicious, you know. Why one lawyer would represent him, and when we're getting closer to answers, the lawyer representing him don't represent him no more.
So, what would you like to see happen? What do you think is going to take to find out what has happened to Ashley and what has happened to Abigail, and to get Abigail, you know, for you all to at least find out the well-being of your granddaughter?
Well, I think the two houses that she was involved with, they need totally searched. I believe she's on one property or the other. You know, I mean, I can't prove that. It's just a belief I got, but I can't see him trying to transport him anywhere. I mean, it's possible, but you know, these properties, and I don't know if he just buried her on site when they done something to her, you know, either at his house or at his rental house where he was providing actually a place to stay. Because there was not a thorough search at either place.
Oh,
So
wow.
I believe there's evidence that was left behind that was never picked up.
And as you said, you feel like since his cousin was the sheriff at the time, that was his blood relative, they kind of covered for him. That's why he was able to be tied to so many young women that went missing or came up either deceased and nothing happened to him.
Yeah, because his relation was the head of the sheriff's department. He was the sheriff here. So it would be easy, you know, for there to be not enough paperwork, you know, if the sheriff believed his story and says, you know, that's my cousin, he didn't do that, you know, it would slow down the search just enough to make this guy clear. And I believe that's what's happened. I honestly believe that's what's happened. That, you know, this guy knew how to, you know, say, hey, that girl was addicted to drugs. Because he tried to make her look like she was on heroin, but you can ask her ex-husband, and you can ask another boyfriend she had at the time that she drove out of the house because she caught him doing heroin, and she drove him out of the house. So she was totally against what the police are trying to tell me. So then you get this other police telling me she's OD'd, you know, and she's dead. Well, why can't they prove this? I mean, you know, there's no body. There's, I guess he's believing a word that somebody said, but, well, if they know she's OD'd and she's dead, they're withholding evidence of where her body is. So why can't they arrest him? And just, you know, keep pushing it that way. But no, they just leave later and say, oh, she's OD'd, we're done searching. So I don't know what to do. It's just rough. That's why I call you to get the word out there. So, you know, this don't happen to nobody else around here. You know, like I say, we got a cop that was just arrested for, you know, molesting a 15-year-old girl. Then he's charged as sex trafficking these young ladies too. So I'm thinking there's more people involved in Muncie than we actually realize, and some of it might be the police department. That's why there's so much cover up.
Right, because it's awful weird that a detective with the sheriff's office would say to you twice that she's OD'd, but they haven't produced the body. There's no death certificate, and she's still considered a missing person. That's unprofessional for him to say.
I believe this. And, you know, if I had a lawyer to step up with me to sue the county, I'd be right there with them. You know, I've spent $7,000 to get to where I'm at today on this, and I got guardianship over Ashley, so I don't understand why we don't have Abigail at this point. If you got guardianship over somebody and they're dead, and the other family member is dead, I don't understand why we wouldn't have guardianship over Abigail. We're only true-blooded parents, grandparents that's alive.
Right, and Abigail could be in tremendous danger because we don't know if he was involved. That's if he was involved in anything. His wife was with him all that time. We don't know if she's involved in it.
Right, and that's what scares us the most because we don't know what kind of hands our granddaughter's in. And I've had the police, you know, a couple times told them, you know, I went a well-being check and never got them, you know, at this point. But when Dan died, you know, they was ready to go over there and do a well-being check. But the lady's car was there out front because I made sure it was there before I called the police for a well-being check. But then she doesn't answer the door.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. So that sounds kind of suspicious to me.
Oh, wow, Don. Like I said, hopefully with the new sheriff, hopefully, he will do the right thing and get rid of the corruption because, I mean, it's very disheartening to even believe that the police department, these are people that we look to solve crimes. They're held to a higher standard. They're supposed to be out protecting the citizens. That's their job, to protect and serve. And to think that they could be involved in helping anyone to get away with murdering people.
Let me stop you for a minute right there, because you are so right, sweetheart. And what scares me the most, I got a $10,000 reward out for answers on my daughter, plus a 77 Harley Davidson for answers on my daughter, but nobody's speaking up. And that tells me they're scared to speak up to the police because the police are corrupt and they're going to make something happen to them, so they're scared to death.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
If somebody knew something, they would come forward for a Harley Davidson at $10,000.
Oh, my
I know
goodness.
there's people out there that know something, but I believe they're not coming forward because, you know, they know there's other officers involved, and if they do, that might put them in danger.
Oh, my goodness, Don. You know, it's such a sad thing, but then just the fact that you all haven't been able to get the cooperation from the police department and for a detective to say that your daughter is OD'd, but he has not produced the body, and Ashley is still on paper as a missing person, that's very weird and unprofessional and suspicious.
Right.
That means he knows something that her family doesn't know.
Did he do something with my daughter, and does he know where her body's at, that, you know, that she OD'd and done all this? Does he know more than everybody else?
Wow.
That just raises a lot of suspicion.
Wow. Well done. I
Sit
sincerely.
there and say that to me, it's hard for me not to hit him in his mouth. And that's just being honest.
I know. Well done. What would you like to say to the public? What would you like to say about Ashley, and then about Ashley's disappearance, and about Abigail?
Well, I would first like to say that I love all my family members dearly. I love all my friends dearly. If you have family members, especially girls, call them on a daily basis. Call them twice a day. Check with them. We do have terrible, terrible people out here that's trying to take advantage of these young ladies. And they are doing it nowadays. I mean, you can see these transporting women touched all sides of the world nowadays. Just keep in contact with your family. I didn't keep in contact for 3 days, and this is what happened within 3 days. Then, after the 3 days that I didn't have contact, it took me a week and a half to to the police department to even report my kid missing. So the way they go about this, it's supposed to sit on their desk 5 hours, no longer for the missing persons. My case sat on their desk for 5 days. 5 days is a long time for a missing person. You can cover up a lot in 5 days. So that's why I say call your kids on a daily basis. If you got young kids out there, 17, 18, 19, they want to make it, and they don't want to rely on their parents, and they will rely on other people, and they will take advantage of them. So let's make sure we call our family members once a day. I mean, that's a minimum. And, I just want that out there so bad. I don't want this to happen to anybody else. This is a nightmare.
Oh, wow.
And, just check on your family members.
Wow. Well done. I thank you for giving us an update. And of course, my website is up now. So when I air this show in the Mid-South area, it will be on my website, so you all will be able to see it also. But I'm definitely going to keep this out there. When I put this show out the first time, it received an amazing response. A lot of people were outraged at how uncooperative the sheriff's office there has been with you all, and to find out that this man was related to the then sheriff, it's kind of, everything is sort of coming together now. So hopefully with the new sheriff there, and I'm sure that he will, the right thing will be done, and you'll be able to weed out anything that's not right.
Well, that's what I hope to do. If I could just stop this from happening to one more person, and I think we can be keeping it active, then it's making these bad people think twice now. So, and I've noticed over the last year here, even in Indianapolis, we're starting to get a lot of more talk about missing people and sex trafficking rings and stuff. We're starting to get some answers. We're starting to put some people behind bars for this. So I think it's something that I will, even if I find my daughter, I will continue to share missing people. I will continue to share, searches for people that's missing, and I just, anything that I can do to help somebody in the circumstances that I said I'm in, I will go out of my way to help, because I know what it's like to feel lost, and I know what it's like to try and go through what I've gone through, and it's not easy.
Okay, well done. I sincerely thank you for calling in, and hopefully my prayer is that Ashley is found and that she's found alive. But if she's not found alive, then there can be justice for what has happened to her, but not only what has happened to her, but those persons that was connected to her, like those other young ladies, the one that ended up burned up in the hotel that this man was with that night, and the other young lady. Hopefully there can be a resolution for their families also.
Right, exactly, and that's what we need. We are all three families need closure here in Delaware County.
All right. Well, thanks for calling in, Don, and I'm going to call you right back.
Okay, thank you.
I want to thank you all for tuning in to Real Talk with Tamara. I was speaking with Don Morris about his daughter, Ashley Morris. Ashley went missing in September of 2013 under suspicious circumstances. Her father called in last year to speak about her suspicious disappearance and the other young ladies that had gone missing also. He spoke about how Ashley went missing when her baby was only 3 months old, and her then boyfriend, who was 30 years older than her, they felt like he possibly had something to do with her disappearance because she threatened to leave them, or she threatened to tell people about the child that they had together. The twist to this is that the man has since died of a heart attack. He died of a heart attack after the show aired. And not only did he die of a heart attack, but his cousin, who was over the sheriff's office in that county, also died of a heart attack. I mean, her family spoke about how they felt like he was the person that was helping him to cover up things if, and that's if, we have no proof, if he was the one behind Ashley as well as the other young ladies that he was with that ended up murdered at the time. Now Ashley's family is trying to find out what has happened to her 3-year-old daughter. You know, since he's passed away, his wife now has Ashley's daughter, and she's gone out of the state with the daughter, and her parents are now trying to get the child back. So if anyone has any information on Ashley Morris, please give the Muncie, give Ashley's parents a call and give the FBI in the Indiana area a call and help this family to have peace. But I want to thank you all for tuning in to Real Talk with Tamara. Until next time, God bless us all.